You ever have one of those days where everything goes so wrong, you start wondering if the universe has a personal vendetta against you? Yeah, that was me. My name's Sam, and if you'd told me a year ago that I'd be crashing through a prison gate in a homemade armored car, dodging bullets like some action movie hero, I'd have laughed in your face. But life has a funny way of flipping the script on you when you least expect it. Let me take you back to how it all started. It all began in Vegas. I had the coolest auto repair shop in town. Clients came to me for everything. Bulletproofing their cars, installing sound systems that could blow out your eardrums, or adding turbochargers that made their rides feel like rockets. Business was booming, and I felt like I was on top of the world. And then there was Nicole. She was a med student who danced at a club to pay her way through school. Smart, gorgeous, and with a smile that could light up the strip. I thought I had it all, until the day everything came crashing down. It started with a guy named Hanan. He rolled up to my shop in this massive luxury pickup truck, all chrome and attitude. "Damn, you look gangster," I said, trying to break the ice. He wasn't the friendly type, though. He offered to buy my shop, but I turned him down. I'd built that place from the ground up, and no amount of money was going to make me walk away. Instead, he asked me to install a nitro boost on his truck as a welcome gift, he said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes. I agreed, thinking it was just another job. Big mistake. That night, Nicole showed up at the shop, saw the truck, and practically begged me to take it for a spin. "Come on, Sam," she said, batting her eyelashes. "Just 5 minutes. What's the worst that could happen?" Famous last words. We hit the highway, and Nicole convinced me to test the nitro. I hit the button, and the truck shot forward like a bat out of hell. We were doing 160 miles per hour when the cops showed up. Nicole panicked and hit the nitro again, and before I knew it, we were in a high-speed chase. Long story short, we got caught, and I ended up taking the fall. The judge slapped me with a 10-year sentence and a $115,000 fine. Just like that, my perfect life was gone. Prison was a wholly different world. I ended up in the mechanic shop, fixing Jeeps and building stuff to pass the time. That's where I met Manny. He was the head mechanic, a grizzled old guy with a heart of gold. He took me under his wing, and I owe him my life, literally. A few days in, a guy named Roman and his gang decided I didn't belong. They cornered me in the shop, and if it hadn't been for Manny, I'd be 6 feet under. Fought them off, but it was clear the Legion, Roman's gang, wanted us dead. That's when we decided we had to get out. The plan was insane, but it was our only shot. We'd build an armored car, something strong enough to bust through the prison gates and withstand the guards' gunfire. We called it the Ram. Scavenged metal from the gym, trays from the kitchen, and even stole a small engine from one of the Jeeps. It took weeks, but we finally got it done. The Ram was a beast, small, fast, and built like a tank. We hid it in the shop, covered with scrap metal and a tarp. Every day was a risk, but we were running out of time. One day, a guard came into the shop for an inspection. He started poking around, getting closer and closer to the Ram. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure he could hear it. "What's under here?" he asked, reaching for the tarp. I panicked and blurted out, "Did you see last night's game?" He looked at me like I'd lost my mind. "What game?" he asked. "The game where Manny's useless team tackled the other team's mascot," I said, trying to distract him. Manny caught on quick and punched me in the face. "My team's not useless," he yelled. The guard was so confused he forgot all about the tarp. Crisis averted, but my face hurt for a week. The day of the escape was chaos. Roman and his gang showed up again, but this time we were ready. We'd built these air rifles that fired rubber balls at 400 feet per second. One by one, we took them down. "Headshot," I yelled every time I hit one. Manny laughed and said, "You're having way too much fun with this." But then Roman got the drop on Manny, stabbing him with a screwdriver before I could stop him. Manny was bleeding badly, but he refused to let me leave him behind. "You're coming with me," I said, dragging him to the ram. The guards were closing in, but we didn't have a choice. I fired up the engine and we shot out of the shop like a bat out of hell. The guards opened fire, but the ram held up. We crashed through the courtyard, bullets ricocheting off the armor. The gates were closing, but we were too fast. We smashed through just in time, leaving the prison in our dust. "We did it!" I yelled, but Manny just groaned. "Yeah, we did it. Now can you please stop driving like a maniac? I'm bleeding here." We ditched the ram in the desert and stole a car to get to Vegas. Manny was losing blood fast, so I took him to the only person I thought I could trust, Nicole. But when I got to her place, I saw something that shattered me. Hanan was there, kissing her goodbye. My ex-girlfriend had betrayed me. She was in on it the whole time. I wanted to confront her, but Manny's life was on the line. I took him to a friend who was a vet. Yeah, a vet. Desperate times, right? While Manny was getting patched up, I realized something. If Nicole and Hanan went through all this trouble to take my shop, there had to be something big going on there. The next day, I made my move. Hanan had beefed up security at the shop, but I wasn't about to let him win. I called in a fake gas leak, forcing everyone to evacuate. Then, disguised as a firefighter, I confronted Hanan and Nicole in the street. "I never thought you'd betray me like this," I said, my voice shaking with anger. Nicole tried to apologize, but it was too late. I'd rigged the shop with a little surprise, a nitro boost connected to the gas tanks. When I hit the button, the whole place went up in flames. Glass flew everywhere, and Hanan's empire came crashing down. The cops found drugs scattered everywhere, and Hanan and Nicole were arrested on the spot. I slipped away, knowing I'd finally gotten my revenge. Manny and I fled to Mexico, where we started over. We opened a new shop near the beach, and life's been good. It's not Vegas, but it's ours. And every now and then, when I'm working on a car, I think about how far we've come. We beat the odds, and that's something no one can take away from us. So here's to second chances, to never getting caught again, and to always having a spare nitro boost when you need it. Oh, and if you ever see your ex-girlfriend cozying up to a shady businessman, maybe skip the joyride. Just a pro tip from someone who learned the hard way. Cheers, partner.